Mineral or magnesium, right? So like, I have capacity to brain. Yeah, I have a DC 30.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
Like how we're things around.
I mean, that's really like you're guaranteed.
Yeah, I have it. That's more so just me being like,
The world will be.
Howdy, y'all.
that's literally just me being like,
Hi. I hope everyone had a great spring break. Welcome to spring quarter and a different location than we have done in the past. We think we haven't been in mechanical engineering building for HuskyADAPT in a long while, but there's sunlight. So yay! And we're engineers. So who knows? Maybe next time we'll be in the IAB. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but it's really, really dang nice. So I think everyone's kind of taken a few minutes to introduce themselves, but let's just do like the HuskyADAPT welcome. Like, can kind of if anyone wants to just like kind of spot out and say what their favorite HuskyADAPT activity is. Like, I'm Mia. I'm a PhD student in mechanical engineering, and the current student exec chair for the club. Which means I do emails and encourage everyone to have fun. And my favorite HuskyADAPT activity is shockingly teaching people how to adapt toys and then playing with the ball catcher specifically.
I can't go next. I'm Chu. I'm a third-year PhD student in computer science. My favorite HuskyADAPT activity is the Project Sidewalk Mapathon that happens every year or every 2 years, depending on availability. And I'm part of the project team.
Woo!
are we doing everyone?
Let's just do a couple people at random. I don't know. If you wanna, Jared, you wanna?
Oh, sure. I'm Jared. I'm a first year PhD. I'm also on the team. My favorite HuskyADAPT activity. This is the first one I'm going to, so it have to be this one. Obviously.
Welcome, Jared.
My name is Alex. I am a first year in the neuroscience program, and my favorite HuskyADAPT activity would probably be like, modifying the toys, but I'm also part of the Go Baby Go, so modifying parts.
Why not at this point? We've got a few.
I'm Jalen. I'm a fourth year in ECE. I'm also a toy adaptation chair, and my favorite HuskyADAPT activity is probably also teaching toy adaptation.
Woo!
I'm Jalen. I'm a fourth year in ECE and a toy adaptation chair. I think I have to say that my favorite activity is also that.
I'm Spencer. I'm a second year outside major, and I'm also a graduation chair. And that's my favorite. HuskyADAPT activity is community toy adoption events. Anything involving food. Yeah, it's been fun.
I'm Kira. I'm a second year ECE student, and I'm a junior toy adaptation chair. And I'd say my favorite activity, I really liked our holiday toy adaptation event.
This is my first time ever here, so yeah, it will be my favorite.
Woo!
My name is Zane. I'm a first year at Ingrid, and my favorite activities toy adapts. I'm Gabriel. I'm a second year mechanical engineering student. And I guess I'm part of the design team, so that's part of it. And then also the toy adaptation. So both of them.
What?
Also going to one team toy adaptation, so I would say toy adaptation.
So by ballpark, Toy Adapt seems to be the crowd favorite. I'm shocked. So kind of our agenda today is we're gonna do a quick of what's happening this quarter, and during that I'll highlight some new things that are happening in the club and do a couple celebrations like we normally do during our quarterly meetings. And then elections are coming up, so we're gonna do a quick what life on the exec board looks like in case you wanna come join some of these cool people. And then I'm gonna turn it over to the Project Sidewalk team for our annual Mapathon. So it should be really fun. So in case of this is your first HuskyADAPT event, our impact is kind of all over the board. We do things like adapting toys and community-driven design projects. We now adapt books after Go Baby Go Oregon taught us how to do that. So that's really fun. We do a lot of education outreach, both here on campus and then throughout the community. So for example, on Sunday, we're going to hang out with a Girl Scout troop and build switches. We do Go Baby Go cars. And then we build switches to pair with the toys, because switches are really expensive. And in case you're wondering how to get involved in HuskyADAPT, or you're involved in one bucket, you want to get involved in another, kind of, right, if you want to get involved in designs, you can do a one-off hackathon, or you can get into the design program and spend weeks on end working on a design project. You can come to a Toy Adapt one time, or you can get in the Yellow Toy Club and work on troubleshooting toys every week. Go Baby Go, you can go to one workshop, or you can go into the tech team and troubleshoot Go Baby Go cars and new cars and plan builds all week. Or if you want to just learn more about accessibility, you can attend any of our other HuskyADAPT events. Or take a class in accessibility, or join the CREATE seminar. So CREATE's the Center for Research and Education on Accessible Technology and Experiences. I think I have that right. And they are like our parent organization. Yay! So kind of some highlights from the design program this year is in the fall, the team's really focused on working on their mission statements, meeting their needs experts, and kind of initial ideation. So you can see some of their sketches up here. And then in the winter, they did these kind of proto-fests where they'd get in a room with a bunch of different supplies and just kind of start hacking away and iterating on their prototypes. And then they were showing those prototypes to their needs experts and then going back to the proto-fest world. And then they were also submitting to the RESNA Student Design Challenge. So RESNA is the Rehabilitation Engineering Student of North America, Society of North America. There we go. So many acronyms. And all 6 of our teams submitted a report, video, and other things. So it was a pretty big excitement because this was our first year submitting. And I'm really excited to announce that one of our teams actually is a finalist. So they'll be going the Switch Accessible Tablet App team, who's been partnering with CREATE and the Herring Center, which is an education unit here on campus that's like a inclusive preschool and kindergarten. They're finalists, so a few of their team members are headed to Chicago in May to compete. So that's a really big victory for them. And I just kind of want to show you what their product looks like. So this been kind of creating a app that would have a lot of different features and could be set for different sensory needs of the kids, and is all Switch accessible because there's not a lot of Switch accessible things on the thing. And then there'd be different games. So some of the things they've ideated is one where you can press a switch and pop a balloon, or play Tetris, the block stacking game. I don't think it's called Tetris, but so like just give a round of applause for the Switch accessible app team. Big victories. And in case you want to see all the wonderful design team's final designs, so I just showed one, but there's some really cool things. And they're going to be iterating on them even more this quarter. Come to the CREATE Showcase on Wednesday, May 28th at, I have it wrong up here, it is 4 to 5 p.m. They changed it on me. It's 4 to 5 p.m. and it will be in Zillow Commons. And I think there'll maybe be light snacks. I don't know. Nobody knows anymore with these things. But theoretically, there should be light snacks at least. Or if you want to get involved this quarter in some designing yourself, we'll be doing a hackathon kind of focused on a way for a young child who's not currently standing on her own to be supported upright while standing at a counter stool, step stool. So the family will be helping judge as well as some community partners. So check out the newsletter for upcoming information on that, but that should be a really fun kind of design sprint. And now turning it over to toy adaptation. I would like to shout out our toy adaptation program that is well loved here. They have had a record-breaking year so far, and we still have 1 quarter to go. We are already at 136 toys, green toys, so successfully adapted this year, which beats our record from last year of 115. So shout out to our toy adaptation program, which sounds like almost everyone here has participated in. And from our toy donation program, they've been working on a new partnership with the Washington Assistive Technology Act program. So for those of you who don't know WATAP, it's an organization that's actually housed here on campus that's state funded that provides assistive technology. Anyone can request it to trial for, I think, like a month or two, and it'll get shipped to them anywhere in the state. So I think it's a pretty cool program. So now they're shipping out toys for families to trial before they can, and then they can request one from us for a longer term. And then also the Institute on Human Development and Disability is another on-campus center that sees basically all families with kids under 2 that have developmental delays, might have been in the NICU. They pass through their doors, so they're now giving out switch adapted toys to their clients. So shout out to toy donation for helping set up some new partnerships. And then Yellow Toy Club, as you all know, they've been working hard on their weekly toy hacking. And they're going to start working on some new fun instruction manuals to help optimize our toy adaptation process. So if you've never adapted a toy before, you can get an instruction booklet and maybe not turn that toy into a yellow toy. If you're not part of Yellow Toy Club, you do have to go through Lead Toy Adapter certification. So that means you have to attend 2 workshops or a fixed event, and then go through safety training. But really fun, really good community. If you have questions, check out with Kira. And then toy adaptation workshops this quarter will again be on Fridays. Note the time change, it will be 6 to 8 p.m. Do I have that correct? 6 to 8 p.m. So sign up links are in our newsletter and on the Instagrams and socials because we have wonderful communication shares. And again, for the lead toy adapter certification, you'll have to do the safety training and attend your workshops. And now I want to turn it over to Go Baby Go for their celebrations. They had a leadership team built where they built 3 cars that have one of them since going out to the community, and 2 families I think are picking them up in the next week or 2. Perfect. I haven't been in the lab today, so perfect. That sounds right. So, and then if you want to get involved in a Go Baby Go workshop, you can get on our list here. But more importantly, if you want to help with getting funding for Go Baby Go, because Go Baby Go cars cost about $400 to adapt, which is a little more expensive than a toy, get on the Go Baby Go leadership team and come up with great innovative ways to help us get early mobility to kids in the community at a lower cost than a powered wheelchair. So if you have questions on the Go Baby Go leadership team, you can ask one of the Go Baby Go leaders right here. Our outreach team, we started adapting books. Adapting books involves either adding tactile features for kids who are blind or low vision, using things like hot glues and pipe cleaners and sparkles, lead gems, or helping guide early literacy for kids with maybe intellectual disabilities like Down syndrome, by highlighting keywords for them to help guide and identify going through the book. And they've also been building low-cost switches that we then give out with our toys. So very awesome, fun things to get involved with. And now I bet you guys are all wondering, how do I get involved even more? The exec board. Yes, that's right. And how many roles are there? There's so many roles. How do you choose which one to get involved with? You might be wondering. Well, do you enjoy Switch adapted toys? Is there a role for you? You could be a toy adaptation chair, lead our toy adaptation workshops, both here on campus and out of the community. So going to the King County Library Systems Makerspace in Bellevue, going to Microsoft, going to Meta, and doing toy adaptations with them. And also having the fun of finding new toys to adapt alongside our Yellow Toy team. The Yellow Toy Club chair. These are our lead toy adapter certification pros. They help lead the holiday toy adaptation workshop and create instruction manuals so the toy adaptation workshops run smoothly. And our toy donation chairs. They work with our community partners, help give out our toys, and get the feedback back from the community about what toys we should be adapting. So it's a really fun. So if you want to be involved in toy adaptation, there you go. There's your menu. Do you enjoy ride-on cars and really became a mechanical engineer because you wanted to work on cars and then you figured out it's mostly fluid dynamics? Become a Go Baby Go chair. You get to work on cars. You do electrical mods and structural mods, and you get to see the kid at the end of the day. It's great. So check that out. Our Go Baby Go chair role specifically helps kind of act as a liaison between Go Baby Go and HuskyADAPT. So kind of on both the leadership team for Go Baby Go and coming to our exec board meetings to make sure we're all working together smoothly. Do you enjoy accessible design and might be currently in the design program or have been in the past? Or maybe just enjoyed one of our hackathons? Well, the design chair role might be just for you. In that role, you'll help mentor the design teams and then run our weekly design meetings, and that can include something like bringing in somebody for a workshop, asking questions during team reviews, or finding random materials to bring to ProtoFest. Check it out. Have fun. Or do you enjoy teaching about accessibility? Well, we have our outreach chair role, where we do a lot of low-tech adaptation events like the Switch builds and adapted books and basically anything else we can cook up. Organize community lectures like Greg Nakata in the fall. And organize our hackathons like our wonderful one we had with King County Library Systems in the fall. And we'll be having another one this spring. If you want to see our menu, it's up on the board and also on our website. Or you can help with communications as a lovely communications chair. Their job is to run our HuskyADAPT social media, create our weekly newsletters, and they communicate with community industry partners. And I must say, we get emails from all over the world because of how strong our website is. So shout out to our communications team. Like, we're like known around the country. So that's pretty cool. And you're probably wondering, what does a year in leadership look like? Well, we have bi-weekly planning meetings where we get together and talk about what are all the fun things we could do. Or, hey, this toy is really not working. Well, if you've noticed, we no longer adapt bullet trains. Mentoring, we get mentored from the Create leadership. We do a lot of social get-togethers, like going to get boba tea and eat Chipotle. We also do education opportunities, like going on a tour to Microsoft or visiting WATAP. So I came up with a good fun. We create fun. And also the role I didn't mention up here, I forgot to put in the slides. You could also be the student exec chair and come speak to you all about all the fun things that are happening, and support everyone else. Or you can be a treasurer and help run our finances, apply for budgets, purchase things, and spend way too much time scrolling through the internet looking for what toys can we adapt today. So I'd like to announce that HuskyADAPT exec board elections are now open. It's about 5 hours a week, roughly. Depends on if you have an event that week or you don't. And applications are due in 2 weeks on Friday, April 18th. This will also go out on the newsletter and on the socials tomorrow. So, but really encourage you to apply. Some of us are graduating. So, and with that, I'm gonna just say a quick plug over to Create. They've got their accessibility seminar this quarter. If you're interested in learning more about all things accessibility, there's a wonderful talk last week about creating accessible science with using conductive tape and blocks, and it was great. So check those out. They're now called Create Coffee Chats, where you bring your own coffee. And if you're not on our newsletter somehow, I think this link will take you there. And if not, you can join on our website. If you're not in the Create Slack, get in the Create Slack. There's always opportunities for jobs or research opportunities or places that you used to be able to get free food on campus. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to the Project Sidewalk team. And then, are you on the Zoom?
Yeah.
We're getting you on the Zoom.
Okay. It was nice meeting you.
And then screen share. You on the mic.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, does this work? Can everyone see my slides and hear me on Zoom? People on Zoom? Okay, awesome. I'll just have to find my cursor. Okay, awesome. So, quick show of hands, how many of you have heard Project Sidewalk? Okay, awesome. That's actually all 11 million people. How many of you have participated in previous Project Sidewalk Mapathons? Okay, awesome. I just want to know the audience because I adapted this slide deck from my advisor, which has around 200 slides. So I'm just like, I was wondering if I should give like a full lecture about like the whole Project Sidewalk history and how you label them, or we should just like get into the gist of it and start having some labeling. So here, so basically, let me do an introduction. So this is the current Project Sidewalk team. John Froelich is my advisor. He's the co-founder of Project Sidewalk. He's a professor at computer science department. He's currently on sabbatical, or else he'll be doing this. And then I'm Chu. I'm a third year CSE PhD student. Before coming for a PhD in computer science, had a long past life in urban planning and design. It's also one of the reasons why I was very interested in Project Sidewalk. And then we also have our newest member on the Project Sidewalk team, Jared, who's a first year PhD student here. So we've been doing this annually well, probably not last year, but this is the Project Sidewalk website. So if you have your laptops, you can go to this address. I'll give people some time. Oh yeah. Does this work? Yeah. Yeah, okay, awesome. If you're on a website, like put out your hand or like, I don't know, shout. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome. I think that's most of people. You'll have time to like come back to this in a bit. So the challenge today is we're going to make sidewalks in Seattle better. And then we have a leaderboard on Project Sidewalk, that would basically track how many labels each of you have labeled on the platform, and then your accuracy levels. And then the top two people on the leader award today will get Project Sidewalk t-shirts. These are difficult times, so this is like Project Sidewalk t-shirts from, I don't know, 5 years ago. So this is actually like a very important souvenir in times like this. Sorry. So, before we start, I just want to give people some background on how we started Project Sidewalk, on the importance of sidewalk, accessibility. So sidewalks are a very important piece of public infrastructure. At their best, they provide a safe off-road pathway for pedestrians, help interconnect mass transportation services like bus and the rail, and support commerce and recreation. And for people with disabilities, sidewalks play an important role in supporting independence, quality of life, and overall physical activity. But the problem is that city, street, sidewalks, and business are not accessible. So, and it's not only a lack of curb ramps, it's also physical barriers like poles or fire hydrants. Here we have a curb ramp, but it's blocked by a pole. Sorry. Or sidewalks that just abruptly end in the middle of nowhere. Or surface problems that arise due to weathering, root growth, or other degradations. And in the worst case, sidewalks can look like this: multiple physical impediments and poor sidewalk design leading to unsafe conditions. So here I'm going to play a video.
Don't take the sidewalks, I actually take the street, and they shout when I go to school in the mornings. I don't take the sidewalks, I actually take the street, and they shout at me from their cars. They're like, get off the road. And it's like, I can't actually use the sidewalk.
So this is basically how people use wheelchair face every single day when they want to travel. They cannot use the sidewalk because of its condition. But the problem here is not really just a lack of good sidewalks, but it's a lack of data. So in fact, the National Council on Disability notes that there is no comprehensive information on the degree to which sidewalks are accessible in cities. So that's why our group is pursuing a twofold solution. So first is to develop scalable data collection methods that mine massive repositories of online map imagery to identify street-level accessibility problems and semi-automatically using a combination of machine learning and crowdsourcing. And then two is to create new urban accessibility analytics that's were not previously possible. For example, in this version of our tool Access Score, users can get at a glance custom view of the accessibility of their city based on the data that we're collecting. So the most recent initiative, so we say this is the most recent initiative, but Project Sidewalk has been around for 10 years. It's called Project Sidewalk. Project Sidewalk combines online map imagery, remote crowdsourcing interfaces for labeling and validation, and machine learning to scalably map and assess sidewalks. So working with our partners, Project Sidewalk is being used to improve urban planning, build new interactive and visual analytics for urban accessibility, and improve government accountability. So let's take a look at how Project Sidewalk actually works. So with Project Sidewalk, online crowd workers are giving a game-like mission to label and assess sidewalk accessibility by virtually walking through the city streets using immersive omnidirectional street imagery, similar to a first-person video game. So here someone is labeling a sidewalk surface problem. So the most important thing about this platform is that it's completely online. So anyone from anywhere in the world, they can go onto this platform and label sidewalk issues. So here we're showing a kid in Germany labeling a sidewalk problem in Mexico. So now I'm going to skip over some slides. Basically, this is how to use Project Sidewalk. So when you land on the platform, you will see that there is a tutorial. And then we give basically people an interactive tutorial to learn how to use the tool and what accessibility features and barriers we're looking for in the built environment. So the labeling interface that's showing over here can be broken down into 4 primary parts. So we have 7 labeled color types, a sidebar with mission status, with mission stats, like how much you've labeled, how much you've gone through your mission, and the mission map that guides you on where to go, and the Google Street View Explore panel. So for example, what do you see here? Can I get someone in the audience to answer this? Okay. Okay, yeah, we see a surface problem. Is this your first time here, or is this, okay, awesome. Because I feel like I've given this talk so many times, and so have my advisor, and there will be like people in the audience who already memorized all these, and they're like, oh, you're going to show an obstacle on the next slide. I'm just making sure. Sorry. So what you would do here is you would click on the surface problem button in the label menu, then place the label over the particular damaged area. And then you apply the severity ratings. You can write open-ended comments like what you think that might have caused the surface problem issue. And then you can apply specific tags. And we like the severity rating. One is like there is a problem, but it's not severe enough. Whereas 5 is this is impassable for someone on a manual wheelchair. As it's shown here, this pole is blocking the sidewalk in the middle. So we mark as a severity of 5. So each label has a variety of different types of tags. Obstacles have trees, poles, stairs, parked car, etc. And then so crowdsourcing data can be really noisy. And what we have came up is a validation mission. So in the validation mission, you receive missions to validate other people's data. So for example, does this pole and bicycle present an obstacle for people who are traveling on the sidewalk? Yes? Okay, yeah, the answer is correct. But what about this one? This is someone labeling this ramp here as a curb ramp. Is this correct? No. Can I get a why that this is not correct? Yes, perfect. This is a driveway. And the reason we cannot label curb ramps or driveways as curb ramps is because you're not ADA regulated. Although many people who use wheelchairs actually use curb ramps as their last resort to get on and off sidewalks, they should not be in the data system as labeled as curb ramps. So for example, you might also get something like this. Is this a missing curb ramp? Yes? Okay, awesome. I have a lot more examples. I'm just going to quickly go through them. And then the one thing that's very important is our users and AI algorithms are imperfect. So part of what makes it very difficult is the complexity of the pedestrian environment and properly assessing barriers within it. So we're only concerned with the barriers within the pedestrian path. So if you see a surface problem or something else in the middle of the street, then you don't have to concern about it or label it in data set. Project Sidewalk has currently or is currently deployed in 32 cities all over the world. And then we have seen like sort of exponential growth in the past 2 years. When I did this Mapathon with John 2 years ago, we only had 12 cities. And then we have over 16,000 users contributing to over 1 million labels. Okay, so now I'm going to ask people to, if you're on this seattle.projectsidewalk.org page, can I get a show of hands if everyone's on this page? Okay, awesome. And then can you click to sign in or to sign up? And then you can click sign in, and then it will pop up a window where it says sign up. Do I need to give people a little bit of time to sign up? Or no? Is everyone signed in? Has everyone created an account? Okay. I'll give people some time. Can I get a thumbs up once you're signed in or signed up? Okay, awesome. Has anyone not signed in? Do you guys need more time? Okay. Is everyone signed in now? Okay. Um. So the mapathon today is basically you sign up for an account and then you complete the tutorial and then you can start exploring. Try to complete as many missions as you can. And then before that, I'm going to ask people to join. Let me pull this up. Going to ask people to let me get to the cursor. Okay. If your guys are here and then click on your dashboard. Can you guys see? It after under your username, there's your dashboard. And then on the top left corner, there is something called Teams. If you can join this team called HuskyADAPT Mapathon with today's date. Can everyone see this? Okay. Do you guys need anyone needs help? Everyone join? Okay, awesome. You guys can start. And if you have any questions about labeling, about like doing the tutorial or anything, feel free to ask me. And don't forget, talk to people on the leaderboard that teacher.
The gamer, yeah.